Molly from St. Paul, Minnesota, and you're watching Takeover TV.
What is up, friends? Takeover peeps. Random person coming across this video. However you got here, I'm happy to have you. I had a really good week last week. It was pretty relaxing. This weekend, I picked up some really good inventory for the Takeover sales on Twitter. Be sure to check those out. And my wife was out of town. She was actually in Minneapolis for a while, back where we moved from to Florida, because so she is a juggler. That's something she's done for a very long time. That is not her full-time career, but that is something she does. She's very good at, very talented, has lots of talented friends. She was in a group called Jugheads that was based out of Minnesota. You probably know nothing about Jugheads, but a lot of the people in there you've seen, because I've had so many of you folks send me videos of the people doing combat juggling. It's called where you're juggling 3 clubs and also running around in like a little arena trying to knock away clubs from other people. ESPN has aired it. It's gone viral, made its rounds online. If you've ever watched that clip from anywhere, like Barstool Sports, etc., you have seen people that are Jugheads. Anyways, she went back. It's the end of that kind of like troop team, whatever. It's been going on for years. They had their final 2 shows. It's a cool thing. Actually, my friend who's editing this video right now is a former Jughead alumni. Shout out Tom. My daughter also had a choir concert, so my wife zipped back to Florida, saw that Sunday afternoon. Our daughter did great. It was so cool seeing them. They performed like 8 songs they've been working on in not very long time, and all the kids are wonderful singers, so that was really cool to see. But enough about me. It's time for the wrap up. Question of the day. Do you have any pets? If so, what kind of pet and what is their names? Let me know in the comments. I have 1 cat right now. His name is Roman. He's a black cat. He's cute. He's a doof. He's a himbo. We love him. Sports news. The Nuggets eliminated the Los Angeles Lakers. Swept them, actually. And already I see it causing some chatter on LeBron's legacy as a basketball player in the NBA online. And let me remind you that LeBron is one of the very best we've ever seen. Now, I'm not one of those that puts him ahead of Michael Jordan. I am a huge Michael Jordan fan. I've got Michael Jordan 1A, probably LeBron 1B, I would have to say. Anyways, let's not pretend he's not a good player. I see this all the time, and it's kind of annoying. I'm not even a LeBron apologist, but let's not pretend that he's not as good as he is. Now, some of you that say that he's not as good as he is, your team hasn't even come close to touching the playoffs in how many years? And also, we're talking about a man who has played 278 playoff games. You know the wear and tear that puts on your body? If you break that down by the fact that NBA seasons are 82 games long in the regular season, before we're even talking postseason, that's almost 3.5 extra seasons of basketball that LeBron has played. But I digress. The Nuggets are looking great. Jokic is on a tear. The team is playing together so well. And this is going to be a great finals. It looks like it's going to be the Miami Heat. Miami Heat have the chance to knock off the Boston Celtics tonight, the night that I'm recording this. Obviously, you're going to watch this in the future, so you'll know if that actually happens. But it's looking like it's going to be a Nuggets Heat finals, and I'm really excited about that. Jimmy Butler is so fun to watch, no matter how you feel about the guy. And I've got some feelings. I mean, Minnesota traded away some pieces I wanted to keep to have him for not a very long time, and he didn't have the most graceful exit, and I still like him. Oh, fun fact about the Heat, too. Did you know? Okay, so most of their team is built up on, there's some first-round draft picks, there's some second-round draft picks, there's undrafted players that have turned out just fine. But did you know that the highest drafted player on their roster right now is Cody Zeller, who was drafted in the 2013 draft, 4th overall to the Charlotte Bobcats? So yeah, the same draft as Giannis, so the Bobcats missed out on that one. But so did a lot of teams. Anyways, to think that Cody Zeller is the highest drafted player on that squad is kind of unreal. Last but not least, let's give a shout out to Carmelo Anthony, who just announced his retirement after a long NBA career, and a great one at that. We've got a good amount of sports card news today, which is awesome. Card Collector 2, Ryan Johnson. dropped a bit of NFL football card news that could have a lot of impact on the hobby, actually. Ryan attended the NFL rookie premiere and stated that he learned that Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, and Will Levis all look to have exclusive contracts with Fanatics. As far as, signing autographed cards for them. There can still be rookie cards in the other ones. But this is big because for products like National Treasures and Flawless that Panini has, does that mean that we won't see autographs of 3 of some of the biggest players in this year's draft? Maybe, at least in their pro uniforms. That's big for Fanatics, and that's iffy for Panini. But obviously we haven't seen any official, documentation or releases on that. So who knows? But that could be a big thing. And that goes back to the conversation of maybe there's more longevity and value to things like Bowman Chrome University and stuff like that, who have their autographs right now anyways, because I don't know what the schedule is for Flawless release. I don't even remember if Flawless is released. When does Flawless even start releasing? I'm saying this like you can answer me right now. You can let me know in the comments, but it might be a while. I don't know. I mean, how long are we going to see Panini products of those guys having autographs not in their pro uniforms then while we're waiting, possibly? I assume it will be in collegiate uniforms. There might be autographs. I don't know how it all works. I would need to see the contract and all the details on that. Anyways, this is interesting stuff. Speaking of Bowman stuff, have any of you opened the Bowman Inception stuff? Have you pulled any Caitlin Clark or Victor Wembanyama by chance? Let me know in the comments. I've always liked Inception a lot. I really like the design of it. I liked what Origins did as well. It looked very similar. But I've always just been nervous to open a box of cards with so few cards in it. But I love seeing other people open it, and I love, PCing cards of guys that I actually personally collect out of it. In more big news for the hobby, Fanatics just announced earlier this week that they have acquired PWCC, that they've bought them. Now, this is huge, and I see some people kind of freaking out about it, asking if, this is a monopoly and things like that. It's not. This isn't new. This is what companies do all the time. Look at Jeff Bezos. This is what he's done. Amazon has done this. So many different companies. Now, if they started all of a sudden buying eBay, Golden, things like that, then we can talk if they're just clearing out all the auction houses. But they are literally just kind of upscaling, up-leveling their company. But it's big. It's interesting. It's news. PWCC is a big auction house, obviously. And I imagine this isn't the last purchase by Fanatics. They're clearly trying to get all their groundwork in place, have all the working gears going. And I mean, it's entertaining, and I can't say it's bad until I see something is bad. So I'm not one of those to jump on it and freak out and panic, because I'm a fan of letting someone prove that they might do good with what they're doing. And then we'll see from there. If it's not, then we can call them out. Then we can change our minds, hope for something different, all those things. But until then, it'll be interesting to see what they do. And like I said, this probably isn't the last thing they're purchasing. So I'm curious to see what could possibly be the next Fanatics purchase soon after this. Speaking of Panini too, Tracy Hackler is back with Panini. He announced that this week after being away for a bit. He stated that he would be in a different role in a different apartment, but he was quoted saying that he's excited to rejoin this dedicated team and that it just feels like family. You'd love to see it. Video game news. The new Zelda, we've been talking about it a lot lately, Tears of the Kingdom, has officially become the fastest selling Zelda game of all time. They sold 10 million units in just 3 days. It's also already the fastest selling Nintendo game in America to date, which is an incredible feat when you start considering all the different characters, I mean Mario for one, that Nintendo represents. That's a lot to go up against. In my own personal video game news, I have a PlayStation 3 amongst my other systems. Okay, go back in time. PlayStation 3, I was excited to get. I knew that there was some that was backwards compatible for the PlayStation 2. I received a PlayStation 3 for Christmas one year, and I knew that it wasn't going to be the PS2 backwards compatible one or whatever, so I wasn't opening it and disappointed, okay? I'm not one of those kids. I was pumped to have a PlayStation 3, but all that to say, for all these years, I've been okay, I can only play PlayStation 3 games on there. The other day, I learned you can play PlayStation 1 games on the PS3. No one freaking told me that. Literally, I found it on the internet myself, just goofing around a few weeks ago. That's awesome. There's so many PlayStation 1 games I've never played because I didn't think I could. Now I'm going to have to like go back to the library and see if there's anything I've missed. And with that said, are there any PlayStation 1 classic games that you love that I should play that maybe aren't on any other system, like revamped or rebooted or something like that I should actually physically go back and find a copy of and try out? Let me know. Stuff that slaps. Today's slapper is the Black Power Ranger. And I'm talking about Zach Taylor, the original, the one that I grew up watching, my favorite iteration. I honestly don't know why I was that locked in on him. Blue is my favorite color, so it's goofy that I can go to the Blue Power Ranger. I didn't. I just remember watching the Black Power Ranger, specifically zoning in, seeing him fight Rita and the putties or whatever they're called, and being so amped about it. He remains my favorite to today. And I actually came across this little guy, which is something I received at a young age. I don't even know what year this is from. I could probably find out really quick. 1994, it looks like. This was on top of a shampoo bottle that, or body wash maybe, something like that. Power Rangers body wash that my friend gave me. It's almost a finger puppet for a birthday party. And I've kept this ever since. I keep it on a shelf. And this also reminds me that I think I want to start personally collecting Black Power Ranger things. So if you have any available, or really any Power Rangers at all, like any memorabilia, posters, VHS, action figures, all those things, I think I want to start collecting that. So holla at your boy. Anyways, the Black Power Ranger, Zach Taylor, the first iteration, played by the actor Walter Jones, is a certified slapper. Music picks. My first one is the song Diddy by Paperboy. No, not P. Diddy. We're talking different rapper. Paperboy, the 90s rapper, the guy who only released 3 albums, his last one being in 2004, and seemingly disappeared after that. I don't really know what he's up to. I suppose I could have deep dived and figured out. I didn't. We're only talking about one song, the song that matters, the one that you know. Now, this is one of those where you're watching this and you're like, I don't know that song. Like, you don't recognize the artist, you don't recognize the song title, but go listen to it. You know the song, you've heard it. It's great, it's boppy, it's energetic, I love it. It sounds exactly what I remember 90s rap to be like. And Paperboy has a good flow, okay? The way that he kind of staccato speeds his way through time signatures and things like that and picks up again and follows the beat, you'll hear it, it's great. This is the kind of song that I want to like turn on when I'm running errands or like making dinner or cleaning the house, to just like bop around to while I'm doing the task and things like that. This song sounds like the feeling of walking down, strolling down the sidewalk and seeing like all of your best friends like greet you along the way. This is what that song sounds like. Anyways, Diddy by Paperboy, go listen. My next song is a song Just a Girl by No Doubt. Another song you know, another 90s slapper as I call them in my house. My daughter hates that. You also know this one already. It's been on the radio for years. It's been in TV shows, probably movies, all sorts of things, MTV, VH1. You've seen it, you've heard it. You know Gwen Stefani, she's a great lead vocalist. She's got a ton of energy. No Doubt is a good band. I don't need to sell this song to you. I just need you to go listen to it again. It's my pick for the week. This song has a guitar in it, okay? I mean, maybe it's a synthesizer keyboard, but I like to think that it's a guitar. You'll hear it. Just go listen. This song slaps, okay? Thank you for hanging out this week. That's another wrap up in the books. Love you all. Peace and love.